air, water, earth, fire. For hundreds of years, the four nations have lived in harmony. The Avatar, master of all four elements, was always responsible for maintaining the peace. But Avatar Roku passed away 13 years ago. Now, the four nations look to the air nomads to reveal the next Avatar, but the world is met with silence. Rumors from the Earth Kingdom abound that the Fire Nation is planning an aggressive move into the Earth Kingdom. 5 young heroes were too late to save the Southern Air Temple, but they hold vital information that could save the Earth Kingdom and maybe even save the world. Previously on the Flying Bison podcast.
Hi, it's Paul! Here's what happened last week. The crew used the only tool at their disposal to sneak into Madame Gao's beauty emporium. Shopping montage! But when they got there, only Red, Liko, and Boomy were let in while the other waited in the lobby. Red tried to get information from one of the attendants, but he was tricked, and Red, Liko, and Boomy got carted off. Will the others find them in time? Tune in this week.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Justin.
Happy New Year, Nick.
Gotta dance the year
Dance
in.
it in. Dance it out, dance it in. That's what I've always said.
I know Danny's dancing.
Dance it out, dance it in. If only you could see mine and Steve's dance
do y'all remember
moves.
Dance Dance Revolution?
Yes.
No, what's
Like I
that?
could ever forget. No, what's that? Come on.
I was going to say, and the clearly superior game now, Beat Saber.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Yeah, strong
For
word.
all
That's
of us
true.
that
It has
have a VR
evolved.
headset.
I did enjoy the Guitar Hero and Dance Dance Revolution / Rock Band like
So did I.
era,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was definitely good for parties.
Was great for parties. I used to, was there one of those that you played the most?
Guitar Hero 1 and 2. I
1 and
didn't
2.
have Rock Band, but I played it at other people's houses. And
Rock
same
Band
with, same with
2 for me.
DDR.
I had like the whole thing.
It was DDR for me for sure. 'Cause
DDR.
I remember my
we did
sisters
it in the
got
gym.
my sisters got DDR for the PlayStation 2, and I figured out you could plug in the PlayStation controller to it, and I found that my thumbs move a lot faster than my feet do, and so I could challenge them.
So Danny learned how to not have fun playing a game.
You learned how to not exercise.
So I had a lot of fun beating my sisters at DDR using a remote
And
control.
they never
So-
once questioned, like, how are you winning? Oh, you're using a
Yeah,
controller. I was a huge fan of Rock Band Beatles. Did
Mm.
you ever play it? No?
Ugh. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. That was just a reference to the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
What?
Wow, I didn't realize
We just lost a
Johnny's
bunch of listeners.
We
anti-Beatles.
just lost a lot.
What did you say, Steve?
I didn't realize Johnny's anti-Beatles. I've known you for years. We've never
I'm-
hit this topic.
I'm anti overrated bands.
You're kind of an underdog.
I feel like I understand
Contrarian.
why you would think they're overrated, but they're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I feel like
So,
No, you're
I feel
wrong.
like
No.
I feel like we're moving
It's
into
okay, you're
dangerous
I mean,
territory. here.
I don't like the Beatles either, but you can't say that they're overrated. They're literally like a cornerstone of
Mhm.
modern music. Like you can't.
See, here's the thing, right? I can appreciate the effect that they had on music and in particular the way that we perceive musicians. But if you listen to a lot of the other music that was coming out at the same time that they were putting music out, especially once they reached the height of their popularity, there were a lot of bands doing the same thing they were doing better.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't even like the Beatles that much. I don't disagree with you. It's just
Yeah, no, that's I'm just saying that's
Okay.
where I'm coming from, where I say I don't like the Beatles. I'm not saying I don't appreciate their place in history, because I can appreciate their place in history without liking them.
no. That's where I agree with you.
So that's where I'm at too. Like I think that they had a huge impact on music and music culture moving forward, but I don't think they were the best musicians in their.
Oh, I would
in their
never
time.
argue that they're the best musicians of their time.
So many people I hear like that is their argument
No,
for why
no, no,
like they're the Beatles are the best
No,
that existed
no, no.
at the time, and yeah, they had some catchy tunes.
But
But
what they like,
What-
Who would
what'd
you
you
say?
say?
way that-
Who would you say did what they were doing but better? Like, what's a good sample band for me to like focus on?
I mean, pick one. Just like there's everybody
Someone.
else, everybody who was
Like
making
the
music.
Monkees?
Like So, I mean, like, actually, the Monkees is a great example of, especially early on, a band that was parodying the Beatles and doing the same thing the Beatles were doing because they were a parody band, but their music was better than the Beatles' actual music was.
Oh, we got some fire in the pot now. All right,
Depending
I'm
on
gonna
what
check this out.
era, of the Beatles you're talking about, I would argue, like, early on, the Beach Boys did a lot of the same sort of stuff better than the Beatles did for their early music. Pink
Now you're
Floyd
getting- now
during
you're
their
getting some
psychedelic era
nods.
was
You're getting
better.
some nods from Monroe.
Anytime that they were trying to do anything rocky, The Who or The Doors were doing a better version of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything, but my face
Oh.
says everything.
Oh,
Man, I had an entirely different thing, but I mean, we have to keep talking about this.
we cracked open the banter.
I actually agree with you. I think all those bands you mentioned are technically more proficient than the Beatles were. I think that we underestimate. If we overestimate the popularity of the Beatles, I think we underestimate the technical proficiency of the Beatles. Like, I don't think they were doing stuff. What's the word I'm looking for? They weren't like taking huge risks with their music. I think because they knew exactly how they wanted to sound and where they thought popularity would come from. So, like, I'm with you. I don't think they were the best band. I think that, like you said, they changed the game of how music is done.
Yeah, and I think that they definitely, like, between it's kind of the Beatles and Elvis are tied for, like, changing the public perception of musicians and giving us the rock star.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that personally, I think that Lennon and McCartney both had really successful solo careers because of how popular they were in the Beatles. But I think that their solo careers are kind of for me, I look at most of their solo music as the proof text for why I don't think the Beatles were that good, because otherwise their solo music would have been a lot better than it was.
Maybe they work better as a band than they do as solo artists.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
I'm getting my
true.
world rocked. I feel humbled.
Has anyone seen Yesterday?
Mhm.
Yes.
Did you see it?
Sure did.
I have
I
not.
liked that. That was a fun movie. And Johnny's like, that's heaven, a world where the Beatles never existed.
No, I actually really like that movie. I think it's a fun concept, and it's interesting to see it play out. It's a well done movie.
I think it would have been interesting to, obviously you can't explore that, but what we're talking about here, like, what would the music industry be were there not the Beatles? Danny, we wouldn't have the Ava Brothers.
We may.
I don't think we'd have.
You
the
probably
Ava
wouldn't.
Brothers.
Yeah, I don't think we would.
To be
Yeah,
fair, we
Beatles.
may still get all those things because it'd just be another band, and it may.
It'd be the
Yeah,
Monkees.
I don't know what they would be called or anything, but I feel like they would still find a way to each other. They just
They might sound different though. Different
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah.
It potentially would have taken longer, right? Like, I mean, when you think about, like, the level of superstardom that the Beatles hit, I don't think you really saw a level of international superstar that the Beatles reached until ABBA came around, like, 20 years later.
Mhm.
I totally want to go back in time now and test these theories by starting a band called the Bunkies. And, like, playing a bunch of stuff that's, like, just slightly different.
I can't tolerate a world in which ABBA replaces the Beatles. I can't.
I cannot abide.
They're not a band who I, like, spend a lot of time listening to, even though I will admit they're, like, a guilty pleasure band for me. But I would argue till I'm blue in the face that ABBA was better than the Beatles, both in terms of musical proficiency
you'd
and
be
just
right.
the quality of the songs they put out.
I've never gotten ABBA.
I'm sorry.
It's just
Okay,
it's just a
ABBA-
band I've never really been able to get into.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, that's okay. Like, I get it because I was that way, but I think it was probably like 2 years ago. I was just like, you know what? I'm in the mood to listen to ABBA, and I started listening to their greatest hits, and now I'm super into ABBA.
Yeah,
They're
you're
great.
Yeah, you know what? The truth
I
of the
have to
matter is
try
that
them.
every one of us has a 17-year-old dancing queen inside of us. And we just need to accept that. And ABBA will help you accept that. And that's what matters.
You know what song I'm convinced if you listen to it and, like, you really listen to it, it will convert anyone into an ABBA fan is Fernando.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
for
like
sure.
Fernando's good. Fernando's a fun song. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
You know,
sorry.
I'm
If you got your hot take on the Beatles, I got my hot take on ABBA. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of disco either.
See, that's the thing is I enjoy
You like disco?
disco.
Yeah.
Some disco. You know what? I'm actually really enjoying how many people today, modern artists, are like sampling the disco genre and like
BTS.
future
Yeah.
nostalgia. Holy moly, that's an incredible album.
For the record, since we brought up ABBA, we should definitely have a banter question sometime about Eurovision.
And
And
The
everyone
movie or
should
the
watch
actual event?
Eurovision.
About the actual-
No. The real
I know.
event. Yeah, not
Okay.
the movie. Yeah.
The
have you
movie's great.
watched
Is
Eurovision?
that the one with Will Ferrell?
No. You mean the movie?
Yeah.
No. Like the actual
I mean-
Eurovision. Okay.
Yes.
You would probably.
Yeah,
Has anyone else?
at least 6 times.
I've watched it before.
The one with Will Ferrell
No. Again, no.
and
That's the
Rachel
one with
McAdams.
Please
No.
respect
Steve
our
wants to
European
Steve wants to
audience.
talk about actual Eurovision.
The real Eurovision, the largest song competition in the
I've never watched
universe.
it.
Hello?
I don't know, but the movie was great.
Yeah, the largest song
Danny.
competition, but we're all in America where we don't participate in all the great things that happen outside of
Yeah,
America.
I know.
And also, they love
Oh.
ABBA, so I automatically don't.
Just like we're so insular that we have the World Series in baseball, which is, apparently our view of the world is pretty small.
That's no surprise to the rest of the world.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
so
at least
sorry
the
to all of our
Little
European
League World
listeners.
Series is bigger and almost always won by Japanese teams.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
They crush. They absolutely
Represent.
Darn right we do.
Need a
Japanese
family.
kids are so good at
Why
baseball.
are they so good at baseball?
Growing up, I thought I would be. I played baseball all through high school, and I thought I would be the next Ichiro Suzuki. Spoiler alert, I was not.
Spoiler alert.
The world's
How did you give that up?
Ichiro Suzuki.
You still got a lot of years ahead of you, Justin. There's time.
And
You
I'm,
still could be.
There's time to blossom.
no, it's been so long. I tried playing football,
Well, just
and I don't know. I'm not good at baseball anymore.
maybe you can't be the next Ichiro Suzuki, but maybe you could be the next Hideki Matsui. Just got to keep going through the list.
I'll
And
get there eventually. What's the who's the premier Japanese tabletop role playing game voice? That's who I
Justin Nita.
want to be. Yeah,
There you go.
There we go. Spread it,
Bam.
everyone.
Yes. So much love from your own table.
That's how it should be.
That's a good sign.
Well, happy New Year. Go listen to some Beatles or ABBA, whatever your fancy strikes you. I think you know what I'll be listening to, what Johnny will be listening to.
I know Nick will be listening to
Oh,
ABBA
yeah.
with me.
It's fine. I'll listen to the Beatles by myself.
I'll be listening to the Flying Bison podcast.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Happy New Year. Why don't everybody
Way to
listen to
tie
the
it.
Flying Bison podcast? I think we can all agree that it is better than the Beatles and ABBA combined. Like if the Beatles and
gosh.
ABBA formed a man together, this is better.
This
I
is-
like that we collectively grab the shovel and just keep going down.
Yep.
You know, it's
Yep.
good.
Welcome to the Flying Bison podcast, where we only have the highest opinion of
We're
ourselves.
very humble here.
We're very humble.
Well, I would imagine Ren and Liko and Boomy don't have too high of opinion of themselves because they're unconscious.
Oh, no.
Because they failed.
Because they failed. No, that's a great thing about Powered by the Apocalypse is there's no real fail. There's just pushing the story in different directions.
I mean, I have done a lot of failing,
Sure.
though.
I
But yeah.
understand.
And this particular story direction is the direction of
It is the
failure.
direction of
But
failure. But like to be so like this is here. This can be Justin's GM corner. Like I had thought like, oh, I think it'd be fun to like, Steve and I, we had talked about like, oh, what if we split up the party by gender to do this thing with Ren? And then it wasn't until you like tried to trick the NPC, I was like, oh, we could really split the party, and that would be a lot of fun. Like I hadn't thought of that, and it's just a testament to the system that like you can set up these really interesting storylines and have it not be planned at all.
Yeah. I just want to say it was agonizing as a player to like let Justin describe my failure up to the point where I walk into the room that I shouldn't walk into.
What was going through
Like,
your
I wanted
head?
to
Are you like,
interrupt.
this is definitely a trap.
I was like, let me interrupt, please. Like, I just want to tell you that I'm not going into that room. I'm going to hit this person with a fan. But like, the thing is, like, Ren doesn't know that Ren failed to persuade this person. So it's just like, as a player, I'm like, oh, I'm so doomed. And
lo and behold,
just watching my character walk into the maw.
So good. So good.
But now I'm definitely going to fall in love with this whole dart thing. 2 in 1 day. I need to like, don't let me forget. Ren is for sure going to try to steal some darts and add this to the repertoire.
He's a dart addict.
I want to dart some people.
Far less powerful in your hands. No, they won't. They'll be as equally powerful. I have set them up to be very strong poison darts, so we'll have to see what we can do about that. And I had to listen back to last week's episode just to remember exactly how it ended, because it ended with not only the reveal of this cart with 3 unconscious bodies being carted into the mountains near Omashu, but Madame Gao offering, having Chae and Rozuk and Osa into her office and saying, please come sit down. And that is where we will pick up with those 3 in Madame Gao's office. Please sit. I understand that you're a part of our secret project here.
That is correct.
That's us.
Wanted to discuss some moving of resources that recently happened, and just hash it out with you.
Well, you pardon me, but you seem a little young to be a part of Project Spark.
I was raised in it.
Oh. Are you, by any chance, Chae now?
I am Chae now, Launcher.
Then that would... She turns to the large one next to it. That would make you the brother, yes?
Which large one did she turn to?
To you.
Okay. Because there's a much larger person with us. And
that'd be so funny if she turned to Osa. Yes. It's like, you must be his brother. We look nothing alike.
I love that all 3 of you are still in your dresses and makeup right now.
It's important not to forget.
Rose like, yes, I'm his older brother.
Oh, well, that is fascinating. Please take a seat and let's discuss.
Actually, my brother and our associate over here aren't as versed in our organization as I am. I'd like it if we could converse just the 2 of us. It'll make this more efficient.
Anything for Now Zhao's son? I'll have to ask your friends to wait out in the lobby again. They can't hang out in the foyer. The women will be uncomfortable. But
I understand.
Yes.
Could you guys go right outside? I'm sorry, but this will have to be have to be a solo mission.
Yeah, no problem.
As Rozuk's walking out, you can see like a visible look of kind of like I guess worry, maybe a bit of like frustration. Mm-hmm. But he does he walks out with Osa.
Chae will recognize that and be like, I got this, don't worry.
Osa will also recognize it and offer Rozuk some jerky. That he just pulled out his dress.
Begrudgingly grabs a jerky and starts chomping on it. And
there's nothing like mad chewing some jerky, you know?
Dress jerky.
Jerky. Yeah, how many pockets does Osa's dress have?
I was assuming none. This has been inside of like my
jerky in a jar.
He just has an overflowing like hand purse.
No, it's inside of my bodice.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's all like right. A dollar bill cut between the.
Yep.
It's just a piece of jerky.
It's a very warm jerky.
All right, moving on.
Yes, and Chae will sit down across from her. So I just wanted to discuss some business opportunities with you. You seem to have secured a rather helpful mount of ours. Kind of need that still. Would like it returned. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but we'll need it back so that we can continue on our mission.
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
The Dragon Otter. I'm talking about the Dragon Otter.
Interesting. Why don't you plead with her?
Okay. Oh, 6.
All right. She stands up and starts like pacing back and forth. She actually turns around. Right there's like a balcony that overlooks the foyer. So she stands up and turns around and looks at her establishment and keeps talking with her back turned to you. And she says, "It's quite interesting that you decided to come at this moment. I had heard that we weren't going to hear anything from any other Project Spark members for a while. And then just the other day, I was having a wonderful conversation with what was his name? Oh, yes, Saikon. He told me about a dragon otter that was stolen from them. Looked identical to the one that you had.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you before you get where you're going. It is his. I needed it, so I took it.
He also told me that the children with it were no friends of the Fire Nation. And given how you have broken into my establishment, accosted my workers and patrons, I'm inclined to believe him. So, no, I will not be returning your dragon otter to you. And in fact, I think I will let Saikon know exactly where you are. I have a feeling he's quite interested.
Sure he is. You know, I'm not surprised by Saikon's lack of foresight or imagination, but I am surprised by yours. I mean, most Project Spark region leaders are capable, quick thinking. So I ask you to see the opportunity in a group of young heroes who have defended the Earth Kingdom's people, who have come bearing important news to the Earth Kingdom. How close do you think a member of that party could get to the Earth King? How close do you think I could get to the Earth King as a member of that party? Do you want this war to go on for 100 years? Do you think they'll be able to take Ba Sing Se in any amount of time? Do you think Saikon will be alive by the time they bring down the wall? No, not unless we do this my way, and not unless my mission succeeds. So I need my dragon otter and my friends, but we have to do this in a way that they believe that they're still the heroes. Because you got in my way.
I want you to intimidate her. I
don't think that would be pleading.
It's not. I'm debating between intimidate and trick.
Unless Chae's not tricking her.
Well,
yeah, I think the combination of his tone and who his father is, intimidate makes more sense.
You are lying, though. So that will play into it. Us as players and I as a GM know that you are not, in fact, a secret agent for Project Spark, unless you're something you haven't told me.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I think it's intimidate, even though you are in fact trying to trick.
12.
Okay, so on a 12, you get to prevent me from picking one of the options for intimidate. So they are going to either run and escape to get back up, back down but keep watch, given with a few stipulations, or attack you but off balance. And I get to pick, but you get to tell me one they cannot do.
I'm going to say they run to escape or get back up. They can't do that.
They can't run to escape or get
yes.
back up. Okay. Well, we wouldn't want Naozao to hear of my failure to completely secure Omashu, now would we?
No, we would not.
I was the one that sent my girls to kidnap your dragon otter.
I am aware.
I do not have her anymore. I have turned her over to Saikon. I can point you in his direction. I will even not tell him that you are coming. I will let you work that out amongst yourselves.
Good.
I ask just one question. I am very connected. And in the same way that I saw through your disguises, I also noticed that your little friend with you looked quite a lot like the prince. If you get me an audience with the king, I will tell you where to find your dragon otter.
All right. Well, I'll need to talk to him.
I understand you'll need to talk to the king first. I'm saying bring me with you.
Okay. Can I know what you're going to do? Because your actions might get in the way of what I'm, my mission.
That is fine. Why don't you tell me what you are planning to do?
I need my companions and I need the dragon otter. We need to tell the king that the Fire Nation is coming. He probably already knows. but it puts us in the minds of the people, and we can say it's something that we did, and then we move on, and that's it. We just
Wonderful. And then after that, I will kill him.
okay. Like after we leave, we're gonna be gone. Then you kill him.
You will bring me with you.
Okay.
When you tell the king,
Right.
you will tell him, everyone will hear, and then he will die.
We'll have to fight you in that situation, right?
I thought you were...
Not like I'm gonna try to stop you or tell anybody, but we're gonna have to play interference. The people I am with, for the most part, believe themselves to be the heroes. That's part of the plan. They need to believe it. They need to be the heroes.
Don't tell them. This will be a secret between you and I.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried about how it'll play out.
If you're really as committed to Project Spark as you would lead me to believe, then there is no reason to worry about how it'll play out. You know how it'll play out. Whether it's today, tomorrow, or in 30 years. The Fire Nation will take over Omashu. We will assassinate its king. The question for you, young Chae, now, are you going to move forward, or are you going to keep holding us back?
I go nowhere but forward. So we'll take you. I just ask that you keep it clean so that my plan doesn't get ruined in any way. That's all I need. I don't have a problem with some king I've never met. Kill him. It's whatever you need to do. I will bring you an audience, but I just have difficulty picturing a scenario where you being there somehow doesn't implicate us. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I just wanted access to the king. You'll never even see me.
Cool. Well then.
You be the hero.
Right.
I will get what I was told I needed to accomplish. You will get what you are supposed to accomplish. Fair?
Absolutely.
All right. And she takes out a piece of parchment and a quill and says, just outside of Omashu, there is a hidden trail that leads up into the mountains, where for the last decade or so we've been constructing a secret military staging base. It is there you will find Saikon and your dragon. She writes the directions down on a piece of parchment and hands it to you.
All right.
But before she hands it to you, she holds it up and a flame shoots out from her finger. Do not go back on our deal, young Longsher.
Oh, well, I keep my promises.
You'd be surprised how easy it is to find people in Omashu. She slides you the piece of paper.
I actually wouldn't. I slide it to myself, fold it up, and put it in my chest pocket. My chest, because I'm wearing a dress.
Your breast pocket?
Yep.
Your jerky pocket?
As it is colloquially known, yes.
I will see you when you come back.
Thank you. Oh, and I'll need to... I'm not leaving right away. I think some of my companions went into another room. I'm going to need to collect them as well.
Yes. Of course. Absolutely.
Thanks. But would you send... I know I'm not allowed in the other rooms, so you send for them.
I will. Yes. If you go wait out in the lobby, I will send someone out to you.
Thank you. I'll head out. I'll go to the lobby and...
find Rozuk and Osa.
All right. So she pretty much bought it, I think. And we'll be getting... We have the location of where... the Dragonaut, where Brew is, and it's downside. Saikon is with her and has her, but upside, we know where it is, where its base is. Another downside, it's been being fortified for the last 20 years.
Rozuk stands up and he says, "Is that all you guys? Well, what else do you guys talk about?"
Well, I told her a bunch of jargon about being a member of Project Spark and convinced her that we weren't going to be in her way.
Well, we should be able to get Rue back fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you need to get her an audience with the king? Gonna figure
Why
that
does
one
she
out.
want an audience with the king?
Probably to kill him, I assume. But,
But
whatever.
well,
We'll deal with it as we get to it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wait around for a little bit, and one of the attendants comes out and says, "You were with those other three, yes?"
Yes.
Yeah.
They are in the middle of a facial and a massage.
Really? Right now? They
Can Rozuk roll suspicious mind?
Of course you can.
All right.
Chae actually is not going to.
Okay. Just with focus. Okay, my focus is +2. An 8. So I can hold 1.
Okay, hold your one.
She said they're getting a facial right now.
And a massage, obviously.
And a massage.
One without the other.
I'm just gonna ask, are you telling... I'm just gonna look at her and say, is that really what they're doing? Are you sure?
Are you telling the truth? She looks at how large Osa and Rozuk are. She's this petite 5'2" Earth Kingdom girl. And
well, Rozuk isn't
Osa,
he's not really large. He's tall,
Yeah,
but he's kind of scrawny.
Sure.
But
Osa sees her sizing him up, and he's just mid-chewing, just with his mouth full.
Just meat juices in between the teeth.
She told me to just stall you as long as possible.
That is so disappointing.
Rozuk steps up close to her, probably like 3 inches away from her, and says, "Where are they?"
They got taken out the back.
I'm going to stand up and look up towards Gao's office.
And she's staring at you.
I don't like
smiling.
being cheated, and I'll say it up towards her, and then I'm going to pull the roof down.
That's not subtle at all. Okay.
Nope.
We did say we were bringing this
Yeah.
building down.
Wait, just the roof of the lobby?
Yeah, because you're just in
yeah.
the lobby. Like, you can see her, and, like, you can't talk to her.
Right. Well, I'll
Yeah.
shout it up. I'll be like, I don't like being cheated, and I'll just rip as much of the roof down as I can.
Okay. Why don't you...
It's either rely on your skills or push your luck, I feel like.
Yeah, it's...
As he does that, I want to create like a air bubble around the three of us to try and protect us from any debris.
Okay. All right. Why don't... Let's...
Rozuk's actually going to pull the attendant that lied to him into the air bubble with us.
Okay. You do that.
And the air bubble like morphs just around. Just kidding.
Chae is also not trying. He's not like, sorry, to be clear, he's not just trying to like just murder everyone in this room. He
That's what
is,
it sounds like.
yeah, he's pulling down.
It sounds like you're about to become
yeah.
a murderer.
Understandable. He will on purpose try to pull down parts of the ceiling that aren't necessarily directly over like large groups of people.
Just more out of like a showing of anger and intimidation.
Yes.
Okay, so you're not trying to bring the whole place down.
No, because
Just
he
show
understands
that you're angry that she lied.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, you probably need to do that as a way of escape
Yeah.
as well.
Also, we're leaving.
I got you. Then I will not make you roll. There's not enough.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
This is just how I leave places.
It would be one thing if you were trying to bring the entire building down. It's another thing if out of anger you're bringing a couple, 3 to 4 pieces of the ceiling down in anger. Definitely. You can totally do that. You rip parts of the roof down that are now exposed to sunlight. You just hear, ah! Everyone's screaming from the back. And you see, Madame Gao look up at the ceiling and look back at you as you guys are rushing out of the building.
As we're rushing out, because Rozuk pulled her close, I'm gonna grab that attendant
Yep.
girl. She's coming with us.
Absolutely. And now I need a name for her. I'm assuming.
Well, while you do that, Chae is going to immediately like cut like around the building, like trying to get to the back and
Yeah.
see, what they can find immediately.
Yeah, you guys run to the back. You guys run to the back of the building, and you see nothing.
Rozuk's going to look at the girl as Osa's probably just holding her like a rice sack. And say, where did they take her? Where did they take them?
I told you, I don't know.
You've never seen them take anyone anywhere. You don't know. You have no idea. Really?
Some of us try not to take part in the less savory operations of our business.
So does that mean you've never seen anything? What?
Whatever. Lo said she's just dead late. Let's go. We need to move.
Rozuk's going to turn to Chae and say, where did you say that
Up
Madame
in the
Gao said
mountains. We're
that?
moving.
All right.
Am I coming with you?
No, drop her.
Yeah, I kind of toss her like back, but like I'll make a little air so she like
Little air cushion.
doesn't hurt.
As she's
She doesn't hurt
in
herself.
the air, Rozuk's going to say, you need to find a better boss.
She gives great benefits. And you guys,
All right.
Full coverage for dental.
employer paid health insurance.
It's a pretty big deal in
I'm
Momashi,
guessing
honestly.
we're just following Chae,
Yeah.
probably sprinting as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And Chae is, while running, like holding this map of trying to figure out where.
Let's do this. Chae, why don't you push your luck?
Oh, okay. 10.
Okay. You are rushing through the streets of Omashu, just running towards the main gate to try and get out and find your way. And you are rushing through and down an alley you just passed. You walk back real quickly and you see what looked to be 2 Fire Nation soldiers pulling a cart behind them.
Oh, that seems useful. Get him. I turned to Rozuk and Osa and I'm like, we're attacking those two, and we just keep on running towards them. I'm gonna put up. They're
How
like
far
down
away-
like an
how far-
alley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up a stone wall in front of them
Okay.
and cut
As soon
them
as
off.
he puts up a stone wall, Rozuk.
Like on the other side of them
Yes.
from us.
As soon as Chae
Yeah.
puts up a stone wall, Rozuk's going to kind of do like a tornado-esque like flip kick, and outward from his kick, he kind of makes like a wall of fire in a V to kind of enclose the wall that he made
Okay.
to like form a triangle.
Yeah, it's funny because I was gonna. Sorry if this is too much to throw at you. I can wait.
Why don't we
to adjust
why don't we hop into an encounter then?
That
It sounds like you guys are taking some pretty aggressive actions towards these two Fire Nation soldiers that didn't do anything to you. You're just straight up attacking them. It's kind of rude, honestly.
You exist in that uniform.
You exist in that uniform. You're rude.
Yeah.
All right, what
I've got you.
what approaches are you guys doing there? Two little Fire Nation soldier friends.
I am taking advance and attack, and also I'll let you know I'm marking angry.
Okay. What about the other two?
I'm doing defend and maneuver.
Rozuk?
I'm choosing advance and attack, but I'm going to be using my user momentum playbook move to roll a focus instead of passion.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm marking angry so I can use fueled by anger, get an extra move no matter what.
They are unfortunately, Danny, not a large or powerful foe, so you
Oh,
cannot
shoot,
use.
you're right.
their
So I
momentum.
cannot use that. I'll use advance and attack regardless then, and just roll with passion.
Chae, now you are up first. You are defending and maneuvering. Why don't you roll with focus? Let me know what you get.
9.
A 9. Okay. One basic technique.
One basic. Can I? I'm going to do the ready. So I don't know if like that'll be me bringing up the wall
I like
behind
that. Yep.
them.
Yeah,
Uh,
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't want that to be like out of combat, so I'm hoping I'd roll for that.
Cool. So you ready by just tossing up this wall,
Yes,
and they're.
I mark 1 fatigue.
I'm gonna say that they're trapped. They're not trapped in the sense that they're. Well, actually, no, they're trapped. Yep, they're trapped.
Cool.
So then it is their turn. They're also defending and maneuvering. And what do I want to do? So one stands between you and the cart, and their fists light up with fire. They're just pointing at you, waiting for you to do something. The other one moves up to whoever is at the front, which is probably Chae or Rozuk. Does that sound...
Yeah, I think Chae was in the front, and then unless I misunderstood, I think Rozuk jumped in front of him when he made the.
Yeah.
So we'll say
like,
Rozuk.
fire
So one is now
B.
engaged with Rozuk. And the advance and attacky people, it is your go. You decide which one you want to do.
All right, you can go ahead and go first if you want, Rozuk.
All right. So there's one engaged with me right now,
Correct.
like right in front of me.
Oh, hope I'm invited.
Yeah, I think Rozuk's going to he's going. Oh, I have to roll first.
No, you're special. You don't have to roll.
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
So
So if you shift your balance, you can do one basic technique.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. My center right now is just one below, just even. So it's +1 trust, -1 self-preservation.
Correct. So you wouldn't be changing your center. You would be shifting self-preservation or trust up or down.
Yeah, I think I'm going to shift self-preservation up to 0.
And that would shift.
Trust.
The other one's
Trust.
So
down.
0,
Yeah.
0 again.
Okay, all right. So I can still use a move.
Correct.
I think I'm going to strike at the foe. I'm not even going to bend. I'm just going to kind of like tuck back into a spinning roundhouse and just kick the soldier in front of me right in the side of the face.
I love it. Are
Oh,
you going to
nice.
have me choose, or are you going to tell me what to mark?
I'm going to mark 1 fatigue
Okay.
to force you to mark 2 fatigue.
Okay.
Because Rose, like, like half their party is who knows where.
Mhm.
He just wants to get them back.
Mhm.
He's,
Okay. Osa.
Okay. Oof, 9. So that
Basic
is
technique as well.
okay. So I get 2 because
Angry,
of
yep.
fueled by anger. So I'm going to start with overwhelm. So what I'm going to do is I'm running up behind the other guys, and I'm going to push off with my back foot and just blast air and come up over
Mhm.
Chae and Rozuk
Mhm,
from behind, and hit the guy that is not engaged with Rozuk.
Yep.
So I'm coming out of the sky and just like gravity punching
Gotcha.
this dude. And he is stunned.
Okay. He is stunned.
And I mark 3 fatigue for that. And then as I land, I'm going to kind of spin on my heel and throw out my fist and kind of like a move. Like I've been watching Earthbenders a bit now, and so I'm using kind of, I think there's like an Earthbender physicality to it, but like I punch out and just like a wave of air goes, and I want to smash the cart that they were moving.
I love it. Yeah, you do. You smash the cart, and let's see anything else. Okay, the one that you stunned. Now both of them are also impaired as you smash this cart, and wood and
Canvas
and what seem to be feathers go flying everywhere.
Oh no.
So I don't know if this should be taking place within the confines of a exchange, but as soon as Rozuk sees that the card is empty, Rozuk's going to put his feet on the soldier he just kicked, and he's going to engulf his entire right arm in flame and kind of like aim it at him like he's about to shoot him, and just say, "Where are they?"
Yeah. So you're still engaged with him. You're not going to be able to like get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Where are they?
If he was like,
Where is she?
If he was stunned, I would say maybe.
Yeah.
It's the,
So I need
it's the other one. That's stunned.
Okay, so I need to beat this guy up a bit more.
Correct. Yes,
Basically,
you
yes.
need to
Okay.
beat him
Yeah.
up.
I have no problem with that.
I mean, you can still ask him that and try and like intimidate him if you'd like to.
No, I think Rozuk's going to beat him up a little more.
So then we're gonna go into another exchange. What are y'all picking?
I'm picking attack again, or advance and attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with advance and attack. I have a question for you, Justin. I have not been playing this way, so if hopefully I'll explain. So with the Fueled by Anger, I get an extra technique when I mark angry. Is that only for the round that I first mark angry, or is that as long as I'm angry?
I was looking at it as well when you were talking. The way I'm reading it is it says mark angry to use an additional basic or master technique when you advance an attack, even on a miss. So I am reading that as if you have angry marked, or at least if you mark angry using Fueled by Anger, anytime you advance an attack, you get to use an extra.
Okay, cool. So if I do advance an attack this next time,
You
I
would
would get an extra
Yep.
move.
That's how I'm reading it.
Okay, cool. That's not how I've been playing it, but since that's how you're reading it, and that's how I would like to read it,
Yep.
that's how
I will. That makes sense to me because it's not. You're still angry, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I think it's only if you use that move to mark angry. Like if you are angry for
Right.
other reasons, that doesn't count. It has to be because you marked it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
The one that is not stunned is going to also advance an attack, and the one that is stunned can't do anything. So it is your 3 go. Who wants to go first?
Are we all doing advance and attack?
Looks like you're all advancing an attack.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
I'll
defer to
I
you
will
guys
go
again.
first, if that's okay.
Please
All
do.
right. The guy that's stunned, I'm going to I'm going to roll,
Yes.
and then we'll see what happens. Oh, that's a good roll. Good like that. All right, 11.
Okay. An 11. With an 11, you get to pick the two basic techniques or master technique.
All right, I am going to lift up, like next to the stunned one. I'm going to lift up some of like the flagstones of the alley, and then just like all like to his left, and then just slam him against the wall, like using those stones that I picked up with a strike. Right, so I'm going to lift up those flagstones next to him, slam him into the wall on the opposite side using a strike. I will not mark a fatigue. I'll let you choose what happens to him.
Okay. All right.
Um,
What else?
and then I will use
That's
a
the one that's stunned, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's stunned. Then the one that Rozuk already kind of knocked down, I'm going to sort of mold the earth up over his arms and legs in like a smash, and like sort of take those flagstones and kind of just hold him down with them. I guess not mold, so like the flagstones come up the same way they did before, but this time they just kind of like smack down and hold on to his limbs. And yeah, try to give him an appropriate negative status.
Yeah. This is the one that's already stunned, yeah?
Or no,
Nice.
this one is the one that's laying down now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one with Rozuk was engaged with.
Wait, did I say he's laying down?
Well, actually, I'm going to do this.
So I know I said I kicked him, but Justin never confirmed whether or not he was
he was
laying
down. Okay, then in that case, then
So I think
will,
he's still up.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
The one
I'll
I
do
kicked,
both
yeah.
of these things to the same guy. Then
Okay.
Right now, Rozuk's goal is to knock that guy on the ground.
I will take that one dude as he's slammed against the wall with the strike. More flagstones like smack to him and just hold him against the wall.
Perfect. So eventually the stun from Osa's overwhelm would have gone away, but I would say he is trapped. I would say that he is trapped as well. So he is stunned and trapped encased, not trapped like the other one who can't just leave the alley.
Mhm.
All right. So Osa or Rozuk, what you got for me? Roll passion. What you got for me?
Oh, so did you want to go or did?
I can.
All right, yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That's 3.
Shift.
Yep.
Or not shift.
Okay.
You can always just not do anything.
Yeah, you can.
Osa's not going to not do anything.
Not shift.
Osa's never.
Well, actually, no. I can not shift because I still have I still
Yeah.
get a move
Yeah.
because of
You can.
fueled by anger, so I don't need to shift to do something. So I'm not.
You gotta love the hammer.
angry.
You gotta love the hammer.
It's good.
No, but I am gonna. My attention is going back to the guy that I stunned before, and I am gonna just turn towards him. I'm gonna use smash. And sorry for all your hard work, Chae, but I'm just gonna like kind of use the air to push my arm forward in a punch, and as I reach the stone, I'm gonna blast air out of the front of my hand and just destroy the stone that's encasing this guy. And as I do, just yell, "Where are our friends?"
Okay. So he's still trapped. He's just no longer trapped under I don't know, what would you call that?
Like a stone suit.
Like a
Sarcophagus?
Stone sarcophagus.
Could
up
Chae
against the wall.
move the stones out of the way of the point of contact so that it hits with as much impact as possible?
I don't.
Not enough
Yeah.
time. That's fair.
No. This is all happening simultaneously.
Right, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Just stabilize. I can destroy or destabilize. Let me say, I'm not going to destroy it, but like cracks would appear. Like it's destabilized.
Sure.
It's not necessarily as
I got
sturdy
that.
as it was.
Okay. I'm gonna have him mark a fatigue then, because I would imagine getting punched while you're encased in stone and having the stone like hit you even further would be not a pleasant thing. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, probably
be
probably
like-
unpleasant.
Like a probably.
I think we
unpleasant
can
thing.
all agree that would probably be a pretty unpleasant
Okay,
experience.
good. I'm glad.
That's it.
I'm glad we don't have to fight about that as we did about the Beatles and ABBA.
Don't even bring it up again. We don't need to start that one.
We're dropping that. We're dropping.
Moving on.
All right, Rozuk, I think you are.
So the Fire Nation soldier I'm engaged with, he's trapped. He said, right?
He's trapped in the sense that he can't escape this alley. If he wants to
Okay.
escape the alley, he's going to have to mark 3 fatigue in order to escape.
Yeah. Is he? I'm sorry. I forgot what Chae had done. Is he on the ground or is he still up
He's
on
still
his
up.
2
I didn't
feet?
actually
He's
engage
still
with your guy.
The other 2 have been fighting the other one.
Okay. So first I'm going to roll. Got an 11.
Okay, so 2.
I kind of want to use smash and pressure. So smash reads, I can destroy, destabilize something in the environment.
Yeah.
I want to trip him. I want to get him on his back. I will mark the 1 fatigue.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Could you blast the ground?
I don't
of his
even
feet?
care about
no.
what status
I mean,
you apply to him.
yeah,
I just
so-
want.
So we've had to do this before. Here's my take on it. Smash is for non-living things.
Yeah.
Smash is to break something in the environment that is not currently fighting with you. If you want it to like trip him, that reads to me like seize a position, which says establish an advantageous position.
Yeah.
If you were trying to trip
So-
him and do that, that would be seize a position. If you're trying to break something in the environment, that's smash.
All right. So I can choose.
Strike.
I can choose to
Well,
advance and attack
Would you,
things.
Justin? How would you feel about the argument that like since he has 2 moves and he wants smash and pressure, maybe because he chose advance and attack, basically he could spend both of those moves to do what seize a position would do by itself.
Can I be honest? I don't love it.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I
Fair
don't know.
enough. I
I'm
think you
kind
could
of
just-
weird about
you
that
could
too.
just
I
get
don't
him
know.
too.
I could, yeah.
Just finish him.
Finish him.
Rozuk wants to pummel these guys into a point where they will give him honest information.
So that sounds like a
So-
strike or a pressure.
It does sound
Yeah,
like
so I think Rozuk's going to use strike and pressure. So first I'll use strike. How far away is this Fire Nation soldier from Rozuk? They're like right up
you
against each
guys are
other, right?
engaged. Yep.
Rozuk's going to try and kind of lean back into like a crane stance and just strike forward with an open palm, and flames will come out. And he's just going to strike the soldier as hard as he can.
Okay. Are you going to tell me what to mark or?
I'm going to mark another fatigue.
Okay.
Heavy mark 2.
Okay.
And then my other technique will be pressure. And pressure intimidate a foe. And he cannot use defend and maneuver.
Okay. He cannot use defend and maneuver.
And once again, just like Osa, as he just blasts this guy, he's just gonna say, like, where are they? He's not even thinking about whether or not they know who we're even talking about. He is incredibly frustrated and angry. And this is the first time that we've been like this separated.
Mm.
I mean, I'm sure like we sent Osa away a few episodes ago, but we did not plan for this. Like our half of our group was taken away from us, and Rozuk is he's incredibly frustrated by everything that's happening right now.
Okay. Well, that is, I get to advance an attack now, and I think they're going to try and strike Rozuk, the one in front of you. So, like, you're shouting at him, and you just got through punching him. He like gets pushed back, skids like a second, stops himself, and then with a like backhanded spinning kick tries to kick you, and flames come out. And I will also mark a fatigue. Actually, I'll let you choose. I'll let you choose.
Okay.
So either 2 fatigue,
It's a strike,
condition, or shift your balance away from center. Your choice.
So I'm already at 2 fatigue. So if I choose 2 fatigue, I'll be at 4 fatigue.
Yes.
I think I'm going to shift my balance away from trust. Well, or I can mark a condition.
Or you can mark a condition.
I think I'm going to mark angry, actually.
Okay, that makes sense. That is fictionally appropriate. And this move knocks him unconscious. He kicks you, and like it hits you, and then you catch it and hit his leg, and he just falls down to the ground unconscious.
Oh, I guess I made him mark a lot of fatigue. So there you go.
Marked quite a lot of fatigue. So there's one unconscious, and the other one is coming out of stunned, no longer trapped. But I will let Osa roll intimidate.
Okay. Plus passion for that, right? That does not help at all. It's 5
Okay.
total.
I love pulling up the GM moves. What do I got? What do I get to do? Okay. What happens is he is stunned, but he's like coming out of it, and he falls down off of the wall of this building that he's caught to, down to his knees, and he says, "I don't know who you're talking about. Please don't hurt me." And I want you to shift towards force, so away from care and towards force.
I feel like that makes
Okay.
sense.
Are we out of combat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chae will put him back up against the wall with the flagstones.
Please, just take the cart. Who are you talking about?
Did this cart come from Madame Gao's?
Yeah.
What's
she
in it?
supplies the Fire Nation here in the city.
Right. So what? Is it chicken? What is this? Some kind of chicken?
Yeah.
Chicken lizard? I don't know.
It's well, obviously we have to feed the Fire Nation soldiers. It's a whole shipment of rabid pelicans.
Do you have your locations?
Wait, did you say rabbit pelicans or rabid
rabbit.
pelicans?
Pelicans.
Okay. It's like
We feed them rapidly.
It's just a bunch of pelicans.
At this point, you see Rozuk pick up the unconscious Fire Nation soldier by the collar, and he just sort of chucks him into the broken cart. And then he walks up to the one that they're talking to and holds him on his shoulder, and he engulfs his arms in flame. And he goes,
Well, he's
"They were
like
prisoners."
He's trapped up against the wall.
yeah, he's trapped. Chip him up with rocks.
Okay, well, I don't know. He still engulfs his arm in flame.
Sure.
I guess I don't know.
Still intimidating.
And he says, "If Madame Gao were to imprison someone who came into her establishment, where would she take them?
Probably to, well, we call it Fort Ash.
Yeah, that's the one in the mountains, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this one. And I'll hold it up to him.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Thanks. Thank you. Can I search the cart? Is there like a list of delivery points anywhere?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the guy. Where were you delivering all of these? Like,
Fort Ash, I just told you.
oh, just to Fort Ash? I thought you were going throughout the city.
No, this is... we send shipments of food to Fort Ash. It's obviously, it's a secret base.
How smashed is the cart?
It's super smashed.
Frick.
It is inserviceable as a cart.
How expensive do you guys think a cart is?
It's probably decently expensive.
Yeah.
Steal another one. Steal another one.
There.
I think we should probably take. Well, this cart isn't serviceable, but it has resources we could use. We should go get a cart, fill it with this stuff, and then take it.
I should be clear, as you've looked at like what's left of the cart under this tarp, it's like a bunch of live rabbit pelicans. Like they're moving around in there. They're not dead.
Right. So load them into another cart
And then do what with
they're
them?
a cover in that situation. We take the clothes off of these guys, maybe hide you inside of the cart,
Fair enough.
around, place the rabbit pelicans around you, and then good to go.
Yeah. I like it. Also, I'm just realizing that we never changed. We just did all this in dresses.
Yeah, no, we 100% did this in dresses.
Yeah.
It's very
And also,
impressive.
there are three of us and only two of them. So
Yep.
I don't.
That's what. So Osa will be in the cart, and we'll put the pelican
Oh.
rabbits around him, and be like, "It's full of pelican rabbits. Look."
Yeah. Then the cart will look very stacked, and
Exactly.
it'll be good.
And who's going to turn down a cart full
Or-
of pelicans? Or
Even what if we took it a step farther, right? If you guys were both dressed as Fire Nation
Right.
soldiers, and
wait a second.
I
And Chae,
might be recognized by Sycon's men, even if you're wearing helmets, bring me as a prisoner. Don't hide me.
ooh, that's a little risky, but we should. There's something we need to take care of first, and Chae will just punch the dude in the jaw,
Yeah.
and just until he's unconscious.
Yeah, he just falls. Yeah. He was teetering on
They
the
just
edge.
pummel this guy for like 5 minutes until he knocks him out.
Rozuk just standing there waiting.
Rosie's just like, oh gosh.
Well, the good news is he won't be able to talk when he does wake up. But anyways, moving on. Do you really want to risk that, Osa? Like just turning?
Well, I mean, it's gonna give us easier access, I think, to our friends.
I mean,
when we
That is
get there.
true.
Hopefully, they'll just let us make our way to the prisoner area, to wherever they keep them,
I guess.
and then at the worst, I pretend that you guys have shackled me, but I don't have to actually be
Right. Yeah.
bound, and then I can try and find Ren and Liko and Boomy when I get to the prisoner area, and you guys lay low,
I mean,
or maybe all three of
yeah,
us make our way there.
ideally, we can escort you to where they keep the prisoners ourselves if they think that we're Fire Nation soldiers.
So this
We
can't
can-
function as a cart anymore. But could we clear it off and just use it as a wheelbarrow almost?
I mean,
It is smashed.
Yeah. Okay.
It is smashed. You explicitly smashed the cart.
That's fair.
we're just going to look at Chae and he's going to say, I mean, if we pose as two Fire Nation soldiers, but we have this large airbender with us, then
It's kind of all we need.
that's a very high chance we'll get welcomed. If anything, they don't even pay attention to us. They'll just see this.
I mean, we could even muddle your features a little bit.
Well, the Fire Nation helmets have masks, right? Yeah. So we're good to go. Yeah.
Then we don't have to worry about finding a cart. We can just bring Osa.
The one thing I'm worried about there is the believability, right? Whenever you're trying to sling a lie, the believability has to be in a realm proportional to what they want, right? So this lie is very desirable to them, right? It's the last airbender that got him, yay. But
Mhm.
is it really that believable that two peons out of nowhere captured him and
I
he's
mean,
just in
well,
light
I mean,
chains? and
the thing is, this it might be pretty known that this air nomad peon was with our
the
group.
other two that were captured. Yeah, that's a good point.
So
They also, I mean, until we reach a certain level at the encampment, they wouldn't necessarily know I'm an airbender. I'm not wearing those clothes anymore. My hair is growing. I don't look like an airbender necessarily. I think maybe if I stay in these clothes and we just
You're the
say
prisoner.
that I was causing
okay,
problems,
okay.
I'm a prisoner. I mean, I think we need to make it. I think to your point, we need to make sure we sell it. So maybe you guys should rough me up a little
I
bit.
was going to suggest that as well. Rozuk, you should probably like burn some of his clothes and stuff a little bit. Just kind of. Oh, also we
Yeah.
should change. We should change.
Rose,
Like all
yeah.
change.
We're like in an alley right
I should
now.
put on my
Yeah,
regular
yeah,
clothes,
yeah.
not this dress.
That will definitely draw unwanted attention.
Justin, we're like in an alley right now.
Yeah, but you closed it off.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Rozuk's going to start.
Unclothing.
He's just going to choose one of the Fire Nation soldiers
Yeah.
and start unclothing and putting on that Fire
Are we
Nation.
not allowed? Is stripping like
soldiers'
a non-family
clothes.
friendly word?
No, Rozuk actually never strips. He puts
a
on the
never
Fire
nude.
Nation soldiers' clothes,
He's a never
and
nude.
the clothes
He's never.
underneath that just disappear. And suddenly he's in.
Declothing.
What is going on?
Suddenly you turn and Rozuk's in Fire Nation soldier armor.
Okay, well, you get points for moving fast, I guess.
When Rozuk bathes, does he still have
Rozuk
some
doesn't bathe.
underwear on?
No,
His
Rozuk
never
never-
bathed ever.
Rozuk never takes his underwear off.
Interesting.
Maybe the
So he's
14.
never nude.
He's a never
I'm
nude.
glad we've established this.
I'm assuming that my regular clothes are not with me.
No.
They're probably
They're for sure
they're
not.
probably at that beauty salon, that boutique that we went to. I just realized.
Maybe. I don't even know where they would be. But for whatever, I just rolled because I've got the Otter Penguin Tsunagi and Hot Springs that I've never used. So I just rolled. I got a 12, and so I want to know where I can get some affordable Omashu.
Yeah, we bring down the
fashions.
walls and literally around the corner, there's just a clothing store.
Rozuk at first offers you his clothes, but the thing is they're fashioned to his like scrawny, like tall self. And
You've got those questions, so I think one of them is probably like what interesting locations are nearby. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking is
Yeah.
the closest. But
Yeah, there's a very infamous actually, shop in the lower quarters of Omashu. It's a pretty rough place, but they have a lot of like trinkets and oddities and baubles, and you could probably get some cheap clothing there. It's called the Jolly Cat Raptor.
and because I rolled a 12, just for fun, I'm going to ask what special tradition is prized by the locals.
Yes, of course. It's actually funny that you asked that question because you realize that you're thinking about, or like you ask around, and there is actually a large celebration happening tonight, and it's called New Spirit Festival. And rumor has it that it's on this day that new spirits are created, and it sort of commemorates this birth of life and newness and starting over fresh. And there's going to be fireworks and a big celebration in the city of Omashu. You're assuming that the king will be out celebrating and doing things, and potentially other Fire Nation members might
I
be.
can't speak for everyone else, but Rozuk could care less. He just wants to find.
Chae gets pretty excited about the fireworks.
Oh yeah, no. Rozuk he's very focused on just.
Also knows festivals mean special festival food.
So he's a little distracted.
So he's a little
You've got a
distracted.
heading. You're going to get some clothes, I'm assuming,
And then burn him.
Mhm.
and then making your way to the Fortress of Ash. And it is now that we cut. Camera opens up. You just hear like trip, 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 and the camera opens on broken stones on the ground and on the wall, and you still hear that trip, 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 and the camera pans over to see these bars closing in this room. And we just hear the footsteps of boots walking closer and closer, all the trip, trip, trip. And the camera then pans back to the other side of the room, and we see shackled up against the wall are the forms of Ren and Liko and a young Boomy. And then we hear like someone's like hitting the bars as they walk down. And as they get to your bar, they stop. And this woman's voice goes, "It's time to wake up. Wake up." And you all come to see this. She's not that much older than you. Maybe a year or two older than you.
Which one?
This woman standing on the other side of the bars of your jail cell.
Yeah, but older than Ren or Liko.
Older than Liko. She's probably like
Ren and Liko are the same age, aren't they?
I think you
I
guys...
felt like one of us was like...
No, Rozuk.
She's a year ahead of me.
And Liko are the same age, yeah. So she's probably like 19, 20. She's got her hair up in the Fire Nation bun. She's wearing... she's not wearing like normal Fire Nation soldiers. She's wearing like the officers ensemble. And she says, "So good of you to join us. Good morning." Oh,
Are we still in our dresses?
100% you're still in your dresses.
I don't know what to say. Liko,
I just
anything?
woke up, man. Like, I don't know.
Oh, Cat Gator got your tongue. Hmm?
Who are you?
She got the cat gator's tongue. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not there.
It's
I know I'm not there.
It's funny
I
you
just
made
needed
that
to voice
joke,
it.
Danny, because she says, "Oh, you know me, General Chae." She steps out of the darkness, and you see General Chae, and she just says, "Oh, we are going to have so much fun." And then it cuts to black, and we will see you next week.
Is it already that time?
She's here.
She's here.
She's here.
She's arrived.
I was
here?
trying to think of
She's
all
here.
the she jokes that I could tell, and
She.
I'm sure there'll be
Oh my gosh.
so many next week. Well, that was fun stuff.
We were brutal to those Fire Nation soldiers.
Yeah, I mean
Oh
it
my
makes
gosh.
sense. You guys are probably just a little upset.
I think this is the most angry Rozuk has been since
That makes sense.
since the start of the podcast.
Well, I'm really excited to see how your Wookiee prisoner plan works.
We're doing it.
And
It's been in the back
I feel
pocket for a
every
while.
tabletop role playing game campaign has to have at least one Wookiee prisoner routine.
Wookiee prisoner
gotta
soup
do
goods. That's yeah.
Well, happy New Year, happy holidays. We're so excited. We are going to have a great year. I think we're going to take this
think
podcast
so.
to
Heck
new
yeah.
and just
Mm-hmm.
incredible places. So tune in.
Speaking of, Justin, we should talk about like the tiers.
Do you want
right?
to do that? It's a new year. It's time to talk about what we want to give you, the listeners. So
For sure. Yeah. So we don't just have a Ko-fi up for like random donations, although that will help us launch our merch store, which we're super excited about. But if you also give monthly as an Ember Island player, which is like the $5 a month range, we'll give you all kinds of cool stuff like a written partner credit in the show notes, access to like live meet and greets with us, and you can submit a banter question for the top of an episode. As well as getting like an Ember Island player's discount once the merch store is up and running. And it just gets better from there. So Pro Bender level, White Lotus level.
Why don't
We'll
you
tell you more about it
let's
later.
Tell them what.
You want me to tell
Yeah.
them now? All right.
Can't tease them. Make them want.
All right. If you become a Pro
I'm calling
Bender
the police.
at the $15 a month level, you get access to the VIP Discord, the Pie Show Lounge. You can give us an end of episode joke so that Game Master Justin can make more false promises to the universe. I mean, real promises. Real promises. The ones that are
100%
fulfilled.
He says, I mean,
Where he says like, I hear that if you do this, we'll do this for you. All of those come true. And
Legally binding, actually.
you'll also get a better discount at the merch store and all of the perks from the Ember Island player level. And then finally, dun dun dun, if you become a White Lotus member at the
Which is a good
$45
thing,
a
not
month,
sinister, like Steve just made it sound.
yes, da-da-da, if you become a White Lotus member, you get the quenchiest perks. So, verbal producer credit, like a shout out in every episode. You can design a move with Justin Nita, a Powered by the Apocalypse move, and you can even create an NPC that will appear in the show, which is super fun. We're excited to see what you do.
it's awesome.
And of course, the White Lotus discount rate at the merch store, plus all the stuff that you already got at the Pro Bender and Ember Island player level. So we're super excited to see who jumps in and helps us do stuff for you. And also at that level, I mean, who helps us like really make the story better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's some cool groovy stuff on the Ko-fi page.
And that is
Awesome.
everything that we do will be towards making this podcast better audio,
Do
video,
it.
you know, take some time to like sit down and write more, which is always needed. So yeah, when you support us, we are giving back to you in the form of making this podcast better. So
We want it to be the best experience for you guys.
Yeah.
But again, if you are unable, totally great. Just please continue to enjoy listening. We love you. We support you in whatever your life situation is. We do think you should tell a friend. If you like what you're listening to, tell a friend. And if you do tell a friend, for every friend you tell, Steve, you can give him a New Year's resolution. That's a lot of New Year's resolutions.
That he has to hold
He
to.
has to hold to it.
He
we'll
has to
hold
follow
him to
through.
it.
He has to.
Uh-huh. I will make
Yeah.
sure.
I do have a lot of resolve.
Yes. That's why I picked you. That's why I picked you. I think if anyone can have thousands and thousands of New Year's resolutions, it's Steve Bergen.
I will publish a Medium article making public all of the resolutions that are piled
That'd be
upon
funny.
me.
That'd be a funny like journal or book, like you trying to keep all these New Year's resolutions for the year.
It's like an
It's
anti-bucket
day
list.
47.
Anti-bucket list.
It's day 47 of eating only canned fish. I think it's permanently affected my body odor,
It would.
but I press on.
All right.
I've made my promises.
Well, thankfully, no one has to smell Steve. But we will see you next week for another episode of Flying Bison Podcast. Bye.
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 Avatar Legends was developed and produced by Magpie Games. The worlds of Avatar The Last Airbender and Avatar The Legend of Korra are property of Viacom CBS. Intro music is Dizu by Sendai. Outro music is Tokyo Funk by LATG Music. Logo and art by Kate and Matthew Menke. You can find more of their work at pomakin.com, linked in the show notes.